Hi everyone, I'm Lily. Today's about samurai, heroes or tough guys. It started when I saw my friend Will, 16, swinging a wooden sword in the yard, shouting, "I'm a samurai." He loves them, samurai obsession. Will says their honor and bravery, but I see pain, peasants taxed to death, women like Hana and Yuki suffering. We argued big time. Uncle George joined from the garden, saying history's tricky, Musashi's skill, Aizu's blood. We sat, watched clouds, and debated. So, samurai, light or shadow? Watch us and decide.
Look at me. I'm a samurai. Everyone check this out. A brave fighter protecting people beating bad guys. Don't I look cool, Lily? I've been practicing since I watched The Last Samurai last
Samurai.
week.
You mean those guys who followed orders like robots? They learned to obey lords because of old rules. Confucianism, loyalty, and that Bushido thing. They treated lords like kings. You think that's cool?
What? That's what makes samurai great. People need honor, and samurai had it. Strong loyalty, big power, saving everyone. Japan got strong because of them. Haven't you seen movies like Seven Samurai or 13 Assassins? They're amazing.
Movies? Come on, Will. Those are just stories. Samurai worked for rich lords and hurt normal people. Do you know how tough life was for peasants? Lords took 40 to 50% of their food as tax, sometimes even 70%. In Tohoku, 1750, there was no food and people ate tree bark. Kids died, and samurai burned villages if they didn't pay. That's not saving people.
Not all samurai were bad, Lily. They gave up a lot for their country and fought for big ideas. In The Last Samurai, they cared about old ways, good ways. And Miyamoto Musashi, he fought over 60 battles and wrote a famous book about winning. You only see the sad parts and miss the shiny stuff.
Shiny stuff? What about women, Will? Did they enjoy it? Samurai wives had no voice. They were like things, not people. In Satsuma, 1800, a woman named Hana was called unfaithful. Her husband cut her head off right there. No questions. In Kyushu, Yuki's husband lost a fight, so she had to kill herself with a knife to keep the family name clean. She left her little son alone. That's your honor?
Honor is what they're about. Not all were mean like that. Musashi didn't hurt wives. Watch 13 Assassins. It's from real history. Samurai stopped a cruel lord to help people. That's brave. Maybe you don't get it because you're a girl, Lily.
What? I don't get it because I'm a girl? I understand more than you. There's no bravery in hurting people. Samurai lived in big houses with good rice, but peasants had nothing, just dirt and hunger. Think about being a peasant in Kansai, 1600, looking for food in the ground while samurai walked by. In Aizu, when peasants asked for less tax, samurai killed hundreds and put their heads on sticks. Or think of a samurai wife in Edo, beaten for asking for rice for her kid, then killing herself. You call that nice?
You're too much, Lily. Samurai mean loyalty. I hate how you ruin them. In Seven Samurai, they fought bandits to save a village. No selfish stuff. 13 Assassins shows it too. Real history, dying for good. Musashi was tough and smart. If you don't like it, okay, but stop breaking it for me.
Movies aren't real life. Samurai could kill a peasant for talking back. It was allowed. In Tohoku 1630, a farmer named Jiro said no to taxes. Samurai cut his skin off and left his body hanging. Who helped Hana or Yuki? Think about Yuki's son Will. Could you tell him samurai were heroes? Tell me.
I don't know those stories, but they're not all bad. 13 Assassins is true. Samurai giving their lives to stop a bad guy. Musashi's book is still famous. I don't believe they're all awful like you say. Uncle George, come here. Lily says samurai are just villains. I can't take it.
What's all this noise, samurai? Sounds like a big fight. Tell me what's happening.
Uncle George, Will thinks samurai are perfect heroes. I think they were tools. Following Bushido, serving lords, stepping on people. Taxes were 70% in Tohoku. peasants had no food, and samurai burned their homes. In Aizu, they killed lots of people who wanted fair taxes and showed their heads. Women suffered too. Hana lost her head in Satsuma. Yuki had to die in Kyushu. I hate that blind loyalty.
But they had honor, Uncle. Not all were evil. 13 assassins shows them beating a mean lord, and it's real. The last samurai has them fighting for good ideas. Musashi was strong and smart. Lily only sees the bad.
Calm down, you two. History's not simple, it's mixed up. Lily's right. Samurai followed old rules like Bushido and stuck to lords no matter what. Peasants had a hard time. Taxes were heavy in Tohoku and Aizu, and the difference between rich and poor was huge. Women got hurt too. Hana and Yuki's stories are sad but true. But Will's got something. Some samurai were different. In Seven Samurai, they saved a village from bandits and died for it. In Harakiri, one samurai shows the honor rules were empty. They were people, good to some, bad to others. Will, if you were Yuki's son, what would you think? Lily, if you were in Seven Samurai, would you help the village?
If they saved a village like in Seven Samurai, I'd say that's good. Maybe I'd help if I were one. But the big gap between samurai and peasants, the killing in Aizu, Hana, and Yuki's pain, it bothers me a lot. Maybe I was too strong, but I don't like that blind following.
Yeah, Uncle, they've got something special. 13 assassins shows real bravery, and Musashi's cool. But if I were Yuki's kid, I'd hate them, I guess. Lily's stories are tough. I still think they had something good, though.
You're both thinking now. Samurai weren't all good or all bad, just people from their time. Watch those movies. Seven Samurai, Harakiri, 13 Assassins. They show all sides. History doesn't say who's right. It shows what happened. Even today, some people follow orders, some fight for good. Will, why do you like samurai so much?
I got into Seven Samurai when I was younger, and after that, I started playing samurai games too. There's something about them, their strength, their code, the way they fight, that just feels powerful. It's not just the swords and battles, but also the way they bow with respect, the discipline in their training, the way they stay calm even in danger. They stand tall, protect others, and live by honor. That's what makes them so amazing to me.
That's a good reason. Lily, why do you care about this?
I read about old Japan in school, started with tea stuff, then found peasant stories. There was this diary from a Tohoku woman who lost everyone to hunger while samurai did nothing. It stayed with me. How can it be honor if people suffer?
You both have good ideas. Sit here with me, look at the clouds, and think. Will, if you were Musashi, would you follow a lord or do your own thing? Lily, if you were that Tohoku woman, could you forgive? Samurai showed loyalty and hurt too. It's both.
Okay, I'll sit. Seven Samurai sounds okay. Helping a village is something. But Aizu's killing, Yuki's sadness, I wonder if samurai were good or just strong liars.
I'll stay. 13 Assassins still excites me. It's real courage. But Hana's story, the peasants, it's strange to think about. Maybe they're not perfect like I thought.
Perfect doesn't matter. Think, were they helpers or bullies? Take your time. Clouds don't care, and I won't either. Today we see people following rules or standing up. Sounds like samurai, right? History's still here.
Maybe it's not just them. It's what we'd do if we were them.
If I were Musashi, I'd fight for something true, not just a lord.
That's it. Let's get tea and watch Seven Samurai tonight again. History's a puzzle. Keep figuring it out.
Wait, Lily, you said samurai burned villages? Did that happen a lot? I thought they fought other samurai,
Yeah,
not peasants.
It happened too much. In the 1570s, Oda Nobunaga, he was a big lord, sent samurai to attack villages that didn't obey. In Echizen, they killed thousands, even women and kids, just to show power. Peasants didn't have swords to fight back.
Oda? I've heard that name in games. But Musashi wasn't like that. He fought fair, one against one. He didn't attack weak people, right?
Musashi was different. Sure, he cared about skill. not just killing. But he was rare. Most samurai followed guys like Nobunaga or Tokugawa. In 1600, after Sekigahara, Tokugawa's samurai took over lands and made peasants pay more. Some starved while samurai got richer.
Sekiga what? Was that a big fight? I saw it in a movie once. Samurai in cool armor everywhere.
Sekigahara was a huge battle, Will. 1,600, two sides fighting to rule Japan. Tokugawa won, and his samurai set up a system that lasted 250 years. Lily's right. Peasants paid for it. But some samurai, like in 13 Assassins, fought against bad rulers later. It's not all one way.
Fine, some fought bad guys. But what about kids like Yuki's son? Or that Tohoku woman's family? I read her diary in a history class. It said samurai took her last rice and her baby died the next day. How do you call that fair?
That's awful. I wouldn't say it's fair. But what about Saigo Takamori? I read he was a samurai who helped people later in the 1800s. He didn't like the new rules and fought for the old ways. Sounds noble to me.
Saigo? Yeah. He's called the last samurai by some. He led a rebellion in 1877, but it failed. He wanted to keep samurai power, not help peasants. They still lost everything. His fight didn't change their hunger.
Saigo's a tricky one. He had honor in his way, didn't bow to everyone. But Lily's got a point. His rebellion didn't fix the poor folks' lives. History's full of these stories. Samurai doing big things, but peasants stayed small. What do you think, Will? Could Saigo be a hero and a problem at the same time?
Maybe? Yeah, I guess he could. I like his guts, standing up like that. But if peasants still suffered, it's not all great. Dad used to say real strength helps everyone, not just yourself.
That's smart, Will. Your dad knew something. I'd say the same to that Tohoku woman. If samurai helped everyone, I'd cheer. But most didn't. They guarded the lords, not the weak.
You're both getting it now. Samurai had guts, sure. Saigo, Musashi, those movie guys. But they lived in a world where lords ruled and peasants were stuck. Think about today. Some people lead, some follow, some get left behind. Same old puzzle.
Like bosses and workers now? Some care, some don't. I'd want to be a boss who helps, not like those lords taking 70%.
Yeah, or leaders who ignore the little guys. If I were that Tohoku woman, I'd want someone to listen, not burn my house. Maybe samurai could have been better.
Could have been. That's the question. History shows what they did, not what they might have done. Let's grab that tea now. Will you pick the movie, 7 Samurai or 13 Assassins again?
7 Samurai. Maybe it'll show me something new.
Okay, I'll watch. If they help the village, I'll give them a point. But I'm still thinking about that diary.
Good choice. We'll talk more after. See if those samurai change your minds. History's not done with us yet.
So, we're samurai heroes or villains? After all that talk, I still don't know. Will loves them. Their strength, their code, their fights. And yeah, some of them did protect people, like in 7 Samurai. But history isn't a movie. Real samurai worked for lords, collected taxes, and sometimes crushed the weak. People like Yuki and that Tohoku woman, who stood up for them. Still, samurai didn't just disappear. Their stories shaped Japan and even the world. They're in anime, games, and movies, Will's favorites. Even Star Wars has Jedi. And if you think about it, Jedi are kind of space samurai. Warriors with swords, following a code, choosing honor or power. Maybe that's why samurai still fascinate people today. I guess history isn't about picking sides. It's about asking questions. Were samurai noble protectors or just soldiers obeying orders? Maybe both. Maybe neither. Maybe it depends on who's telling the story. Thank you all for listening to today's debate. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. And now, let's go over some important vocabulary from our discussion. Bushido, the way of the warrior, the samurai code of honor. Daimyo, feudal lords in Japan whom the samurai served. Ronin, a samurai without a master, often struggling to survive or working as a mercenary. Seppuku, ritual suicide performed by samurai to preserve their honor. Shogun, the military leader of Japan, who was the de facto ruler during the feudal period. Loyalty, being faithful to someone or something. Peasants, poor farmers or workers in old times. Rebellion, fighting against a leader or ruler. Cruel, mean, and hurtful to others.